तो हम बच्चे से बात हुई, अब मैंने यही बोला बच्चे को कि तुम आपकी रिक्वेस्ट आगे दो।
I think we are live.
Thank you, Niti. A very warm welcome. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Swati Gupta, Deputy Secretary Skill Unit, and I welcome you all on this session, on this webinar on mass media. This is a series of webinars that CBSE is conducting for the benefit of everybody so that we can kind of apprise you about the modules that we have created for classes 6 to 8, though they are termed as 6 to 8, but these modules can be taken up by any class students, any stream students. Anybody who is interested in learning a new skill, they can pick up these modules. So again, I welcome you all on this session of mass media. So now I'm going to hand over the session to Sandeep ji to please carry it forward.
मैंने ना पहली ड्रेस को भी बना ली थी।
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this warm welcome. And what is so highly interesting is, the fun part of the whole program is that now a child need not just take one subject or one topic or one skill. It depends upon the school, depends upon the teachers, how many they are there, and whether they can manage to deliver. So the child can really get the benefit of having more skills than just one, and it can begin from any class which the school thinks is right. That is what is coming up, I think, is the best thing in the project. And every day we are seeing that we ourselves are able to look at in a much more interesting, in a much more holistic way. So thanks to CBSE chairperson for taking this initiative. The national education policy has brought about so many changes, and thanks to Ministry of Education for getting the work done the right way. And we were very lucky that when the director training, director vocational skill, asked us to take up this project under PDKF, and we are happy that we are able to do it. But schools, we have to inform you that there are 13 manuals created on 13 different topics. Of course, there are 39 because they're for level 1 to 3. At the same time, CBSE has already made around 20 more. So you have so much of choice to pick up what you think is the best for you. And the work has not stopped. We are still in the process of making around 25 more. So it's going to be very diversified, that you'll be getting Kashmiri embroidery. You want to pick up that in your school, which may be a different state altogether. Or you'll be getting the Calcutta artwork. Anything can come up like that. So it's really going to be fun that way. So before I introduce principal to you, I'm also happy about the fact that we are continuing these sessions every day. So now today's session, which is for media studies, is so interesting because each school has been doing so much of media work in the school itself without realizing that you were doing this. So as you'll be attending the session, school principals and teachers, you'll realize that, oh, we've been doing Nukkad Natak, we've been doing poster making, we've been doing this, we've been doing that, we've been writing. Well, that's exactly what the fun is. So we develop this skill and hence it goes forth. So thank you, Dr. Swati, for allowing us to have this session. And over to Urvashi ma'am. The first question I want to ask you is, why did you pick up this topic? And as you finish answering that question, please introduce the team for today to us. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sandeep sir. And first of all, I'd like to thank CBSE and PDKF for having given us this opportunity to work on this wonderful skill manual. And we picked up mass media because we find that this is mass media and all the tools of mass media is something that the children are dealing with every day. The teachers, the children are dealing with these tools every day in their lives. And so it's important that the children be taught about the correct and responsible use of all the tools of mass media. That is like very, very important. And as for the team today, I think I will leave it up to the team to introduce themselves as they move on and talk more about the manuals. Otherwise, we have Akanksha ma'am, and we have Amita ma'am and Namita ma'am from the Palace School, and we have Ritu ma'am from Subodh Public School Airport Branch. So over to you, Akanksha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I, Akanksha Singh, would like to welcome all the dignitaries from CBSE, directors, principals, head of institutions across India, and the entire education fraternity. Before beginning, I would like to thank the CBSE chairperson, Srimati Nidhi Chibar ma'am, Director Skill Education CBSE, Dr. Biswajit Saha sir, Joint Secretary CBSE, Shri R.P. Singh sir, Deputy Secretary Skill Education, Srimati Nidhi Shankar Sharma ma'am, Coordinator, Princess Diya Kumari Foundation, Maharaja Savai Man Singh II Museum Trust, Sri Sandeep Sethi sir, for giving us a chance to develop these skill education content for mass media. Today we are here to present before you mass media skill manuals for grade 6, 7, 8, which from now onwards will be referred to as level 1, 2, and 3. As you can see on the screen, these are the cover pages of our skill manuals, which depict the importance of mass media in today's world. It's a good integration of art with curriculum. The cover pages of all the 3 manuals are taken from another art integrated project, Pad Se Pad. Our journey has been amazing experience to start with. We started our journey with understanding the subject mass media, along with curriculum planning with a team of professors and students of NIMS University, Jaipur. Here, the final year students helped us by giving a critical feedback of what they would have wanted to study about mass media when they were in school. This particular aspect has helped us to develop and plan the content of skill manuals very effectively. Before coming to the details of the mass media, let us first all be aware of what is exactly mass media. Well, in short, these are the communication technologies which are used to reach large audience with the help of following mediums that can be TV, the slide glitch. Yeah, that can be television, radio, newspaper, magazines, films, and internet, which I'm sure everybody has been watching throughout. If we talk about the need of mass media in today's time, it has a wide range of accessibility. It shapes our public opinions. It promotes social change. It influences cultural norms. And it is continuously evolving. Let's just see the aims and objectives of mass media while we were planning through it. So through the chapters of this book, the students will be introduced to the nuances of various forms of media, to the concept of media literacy, to understand how media and society influence each other, to be wise consumers and responsible content creators of media, to enhance 21st century life skills, to empower them with information on cyber safety, which we feel in today's time is a must, to inculcate the sensibilities of media ethics and integrity in communication, to introduce them to various career options in media. Why should any school choose mass media as a skill subject? Well, just look at the wide range of career opportunities it has, from journalist to art director, from public relations to radio jockey, from photojournalist to an animator. This particular subject has a wide scope which is endless. Mass media is a crucial part of modern society, and it is important for students to have an understanding of how it works, its impact on society, and how efficiently communicate through it. Moving forward to the basic requirements we will be needing to start this particular subject in school. To be honest, 3 mass media skill manuals, young, dynamic, curious learners in the class, and the facilitator. When we talk about the facilitator, who can teach mass media? Well, any person who has keen interest in media field, any person who has already worked with social media management, any person who has prior knowledge of mass media, communication, and journalism, any English language teacher in school, any person who has done bachelor's, master's in mass communication or journalism. The last point is optional, but yes, we can see to it. I would now like to hand over the presentation to Ms. Namita Agarwal, ma'am.
Thank you, Akanksha ma'am. The mass media skill subject was introduced in classes 6 to 8 as pilot project in our school in the last session. Let us get to know all about the manuals. The manuals are healthy mix of theory and practical work. It also has content of the manuals is doable in 12 hours. The content goes from simple to complex and is very easy to understand. The manual allows readers to understand the content with the help of activities based on real life application and hands-on activities. The content can be easily taught with the help of various images, videos, and daily life examples. Moving on to the next slide, all the manuals have a practical approach. For example, there are various activities given in the manual with each chapter. Field trips like visit to a radio station, news station, newspaper press, recording studio, etc. Even real life applications are there, for example, covering various events for school, preparing press release, developing social media contents for school, etc. So starting with the content of level 1 skill manual, which comprises of the basic concepts of media like communication, essential part of our life, mass communication, introduction to print media, introduction to electronic media, traditional media, advertising, new media, and lastly, introduction to photography. The best part of all the manuals is that each chapter has its own learning objectives and learning outcomes, which will help the teacher to do her planning well in time and focus on achieving the learning objectives. Here is an example of a lesson plan designed as per NEP 2020, which is made by one of the teachers of our school. As you all can see, we have mentioned the subtopics, learning objectives, learning outcomes, activities are there, assignments are also there, period-wise planning, and we have also included the SDG goals as well. Let us now look at few activities that were covered while doing the pilot project in our school. Here is the activity on non-verbal communication, where children conveyed their message with hand gestures and facial expressions without speaking. Let's see few more examples. When I ask students to express happiness, this is how they enacted. Next slide, please, ma'am. Yeah, this is very interesting. And this way, they had expressed sadness. They were asked to express as if they were feeling very sad. So these kind of expressions came. And in this one, they were told to express when they would feel very cold. So this was the expression which they gave. Next was how they would tell me non-verbally that they are on call. And lastly, this is how they enacted wishing all the best to each other for their upcoming unit tests. This was really a fun activity conducted in the class. Moving on to the cover page designing activity. This was the next activity done in level 1, that is class 6. Children did the activity with full zeal and enthusiasm. We were surprised to see how creative and innovative they were. Here are few glimpses of cover pages made by our students. The next activity, which was done in class 6, was photography session. Students were asked to click pictures from various angles, that is, long shot, close shot, and even black and white picture. So they had really done this activity very well, and I did not expect that they would do the photography session so well. Next, this was another activity where the children were told actually to set up radio station and they presented themselves as radio jockey. The interesting part was seeing the students interact with good voice modulation. Let's have a look at a jingle made by a student to promote her product. And surprisingly, her product was bulbs. And she had named her bulb Super Khatarnak Bulbs. When she made this video, even we were amazed that how the idea came. But yes, she had promoted her own bulbs. And she named the bulbs Super Khatarnak Bulb. She also promoted in the class and she told students that you can buy from me Super Khatarnak bulbs, which you can only use at daytime, because she had colored it in fluorescent colors and she wanted them to be used in daytime. So it is known as, her product is known Super Khatarnak tube lights and bulbs. Ghar Roshan to Naam Roshan. As much as the students enjoyed learning the skills of mass media, the teachers too had valuable insights about the whole experience. Let me share my insight with you all. As a teacher, I greatly enjoyed teaching this skill subject to the enthusiastic children of level 1, that is grade 6. What surprised me that even the parents took keen interest in the subject and wanted to explore more about it. And personally, they came and asked us whether this subject will be there in class 10th and 12th also in the board exams. However, in retrospect, I think more field trips would have enhanced the learning experience of our school and of our students actually. Now, over to Amita ma'am for class 7 skill manual.
Thank you, Namita ma'am. I will take it further to class 7th manual. The topics which are covered under it are origin of mass media, introduction to print media and languages, advertising and introduction, evolution of traditional media, television, what is news, photojournalism, cinema, and public relations. In our school, we did a pilot project, and I'm sharing some of the activities which we did in our class. First of all, let me share how we dealt with the topic Introduction to Print Media. The student here researched on positive and negative impacts of the news report. They also took a news piece and enacted using different media like TV and radio. They also made posters on media ethics, as you can see here on the slide. After getting all the required information about print media, students actually made the newspaper. As you can see on the screen, this is a 4-page newspaper where a student has given the name of a newspaper as Nation Republic. And he also added, you can see on the right-hand side, he also added a fun page to it. So that was very interesting for them. Coming to dealing with another topic, that is introduction to advertising. Here, a discussion was held on product, brand, logo, tagline, and print ad designing, all these. And after the discussion was held, advertising on the advertisement, they were given an assignment where the student designed their own product. They all their brand also, logo, tagline, and finally an advertisement for their product. Here you can see they have made like stay fit, be fit. Then they have made his premium juice and so on. And now let us take another example of the video where the child has actually made first the drawing on the sheet, then she made a digital poster of it, and then she came with the ad on the social platforms. So here she has given all the colors and she has used. Then there were some assignments which are also given to the students, like preparing questionnaire. Here they made what is important role does media play in democracy, and so on. So here are some of the evidences which are there. They did the caricature drawing also. And the other assignments like radio channels. So here the students made the list of the programs and the purpose of the programs they were able to understand from this activity. And they also were able to spread awareness, social awareness through this program of the radios and the television and all. Here you can see the example of the caricature drawing with the children did in the class. And here you can see on the left-hand side, they are telling you the time at which the students will leave the school with the parents or with the school conveyance or on their own or private conveyance. So it was a very interesting activity which they have done. Now, let us look at this traditional media activity which we did in the class. And here they have to take one mythological legend or any social issue to create awareness among people. And here they took the theme Annapurna Devi and actually presented a very good skit which the children, they liked a lot. They enjoyed a lot, the whole class. And the students also made 3D model of the television by researching on the evolution of the TV, and they even enacted as a news reader using these TV props. And here is the learner's reflection, because the feedback is very, very necessary when we want to improve. So this child wants to say that yes, she has learned a lot in the mass media. The students were divided in the groups in the role play, and they were told about the cameras, intricacies, the radio channels, and what is required in the radio stations and the newspapers, and so on. So she learned a lot. And then she wanted to opt for media studies in her higher classes even. And she actually enjoyed with the group. So these are some of the written reflection which the children have given to us, where they told us how they felt about in the whole of the journey of the mass media pilot project. So now through our journey of this pilot project, we witnessed that happy child and the happy classroom culture which lead towards the development of 21st century skills. There were challenges, but of course, there were solutions too. So as a teacher, my reflection is the students thoroughly enjoyed the making of newspaper that covered all the school events. Their work was much appreciated by the school editorial team too. However, I think certain sessions with renowned experts in the field of media, such as photojournalism, public relations, and cinema, would have greatly impacted the skill building capacity of the students. Now, thank you everyone. And now for the class 8 manual, I'll hand it over to Ritu ma'am.
Thank you, Amita ma'am. This is Mass Media Skill Manual Level 3. The cover page has been taken from the school project Pad Se Pad. Contents in this level are mass media and democracy, what makes a news, role of television as a mass medium in society, radio stations and private FM channels, traditional and new media, the camera, and practical aspect, that is light, camera, sound, and action. As ma'am told, the content in all the 3 manuals goes from simple to complex. In level 3, we have taken the topics aligned with level 1 and 2. For example, in class 6, the child is learning about mass media, mass communication. In level 2, the origin of mass communication, and then in level 3, about the role of mass media in democracy. The same pattern is followed for other chapters also. Step by step, the content is according to the level of their grades. This is the first page of Unit 1, Mass Media and Democracy. The LOs, learning objectives and outcomes, are well defined unit-wise for the convenience of the teachers to do their lesson planning. As it is a skill subject, that is 70% based on learning by doing. Every unit has 4 to 5 activities for the better understanding of the content. Unit 1 talks about the functions and responsibilities of mass media. In the activity, being a monitor of the class, write your 5 functions and 3 responsibilities. The students will be able to understand the functions and responsibilities of mass media. Through the activity of election campaign for the class monitor, students will be able to understand how mass media play an important role in democracy and influences public opinion. Also, they will learn the skill of decision making. Like, every unit has its own explanatory activities: role play, storytelling, creating an advertisement, report writing, be an anchor, image talk, all along with projects, field trips, and workshops. These activities will increase the knowledge of the content, which leads to the holistic development of a child as they enhance the 21st century skills. Now, coming to the implementation part. Implementation, how we have implemented it in our school. We have started 5 skill subjects: handicraft, blue pottery, mass media, financial literacy, and coding this year only. We have 5 clubs in our school. Each club is given a skill subject. Mass media is given to expression club. So every last working day of the month, and we have an activity day, which is no bag day policy. We have various activities and competitions for the students on this day. For classes 6 to 8, we have skill subjects in which the students will participate in different activities that has been planned for them. These are the glimpses of the activities we have done last month only in our school. Our students created different stories on the clues given, poster designing on media ethics, preparing their own newspaper, and these activities gave them first-hand knowledge through hands-on experience. They really enjoyed a lot. Here, I would like to share a video clipping of Hunar Haat in our school. Hunar Haat. It is an annual event of our school where the students of entrepreneurship exhibit their business plans, products, and also sell them. So all the items, projects, and activities done in these skill subjects will also be exhibited here for the parents and others. All these are the items made by the students of entrepreneurship. They prepare different kind of things, showpieces, other things. All the things were made by them. The video, if it has sound, it had really beautiful. If it would have sound, you must enjoyed it. Now, for assessment and evaluation, here are some suggested rubrics. That is creativity, originality, uniqueness, in time submission, content knowledge. This is the assessment and evaluation policy from CBSE that was shared on the first day of the series of webinars. In this, as it is learning by doing, it is 70%. As it is a practical subject, skill-based subjects, so it has more practical approach. So the assignments, practical assignments like group discussion, poster making, presentations, and all the things. Yes, besides that, we can also have theory part that is 30%, pen and paper assignments, word search puzzles, fill-ups, etc., can be given. These are the different activities. These are all suggestives, and all these activities are well planned in the 3 manuals as well. So assessment can be done either on basis of these activities, or the school can also plan their own. All the 3 manuals have glossary at the end of every manual to enhance their vocabulary. Also, the bibliography to give due credits from where we have taken pictures and content used in our manuals. Where can you find the mass media skill manuals? For an easy access to these manuals, you go on CBSE Academics, Skill Education, Books and Support Material. Scroll down till serial number 25. Here you can find Mass Media, Class 6, 7th, 8th. Now it will be level 1, 2, and 3. So click to download. There are different hyperlinks. From here also you can get the mass media manuals downloaded. So I think this skill subject will bring forth many new avenues by utilizing their untapped talents, providing them for very professional courses and degrees at national and international levels. So students can easily pursue for higher studies. So it is also an interdisciplinary subject integrated with languages and social sciences. So it has been an enriching experience, working experience for me also on this manual, and getting implemented is like a dream come true for me. Thank you, everyone. Over to Neeti ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ritu Seni ji, and I'll be taking over the session. And it is indeed a delight to see all of you working so hard on a module and making it a success. And I'm sure I must congratulate the team because the manuals have come out so beautifully that many times people who come and meet me, they say that we have taken mass media. So I always tell them, good. Now go ahead and progress and make sure the child goes vertically high and takes the same subject in class 11th and 12th. So it is indeed a great job from your side and a proud moment for CBSE. And now I'll just go back to the YouTube session just to check if there are any questions. Though there are certain questions, if you are all are agreeing, then I can place those questions to you.
Yes,
Excuse me, ma'am.
Please suggest some ways in which we can involve the community in the projects.
Thank
Could
you,
you repeat
ma'am.
that?
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. Through mass media, we can organize social awareness campaigns that will have a positive impact on all the stakeholders of the society. Then, like, the students can be motivated to make bird feeders, and it can be a DIY activity in the summer breaks. Then they can make the videos and the reels, and in this way they can motivate all the society for the community, and they can also interact with the senior citizens in the neighborhood and talk to them, interview them, talk about their likes and dislikes also. And as a collective and collaborative effort, they can have some fun activities with them, plan out some good activities with them, and then the senior citizens can also enjoy, and they will feel special. So this way the community can be helped with the help of mass media. Thank
That's
you.
a very good idea. So continuing with this, I would like to ask that if you have not taken mass media, but you still want to interact, make the class more interactive. So how would you do that?
See, class, so normally class we have the interaction, lot of activities are done in the class. But mass media actually makes them more, having the more tools to do these activities. To good communication skills they develop through it. So they are more.
Ma'am, I want to add something to that. In the class, we can interact as I'm a language teacher. So we have our speaking activities, and it's very necessary in the classroom. If we are doing mass media, it's very good. But without mass media, also interaction is there in the class through speaking activities, listening activities, and each chapter is started with an activity only where we interact with the students and then go to the lesson. So interaction is always there in the classroom, ma'am.
Even question
May I
answer.
add something here, please?
Ma'am, can you suggest any way in which community service can be tied up with mass media?
Yes. Community service with mass media.
I guess,
Yes.
Amrita ma'am, you answered it prior when Swati ma'am had asked. I'll still repeat the answer for you, ma'am. She had talked about how community services can be done by organizing social awareness campaigns, by talking to various old age facilities. You can, children can help old age homes. They can interact with them. They can do services for them, and this all can come under various projects which are lined up in the mass media skill manual.
Thank you.
Exactly. As we grow old as teachers, we realize that education is not within the four walls of the school. Education is also what goes beyond the four walls of the school, and how the interaction can be created between inside and outside of the walls is what is the role for true teacher. And any subject which helps in this kind of interaction is a welcome subject, definitely. There are certain questions coming. Let me just see the chat. Ghazala ji, if you want to ask something, you please go ahead and ask.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I have a question. How can we help students to get hands-on experience without professional tools and infrastructure?
Okay. I would like to answer that question, Ghazala ma'am. Thank you for the question. Well, this is a genuine challenge which I feel major schools will be facing. So I feel to solve this problem, one of the best ways is to have regular internship programs for short durations. As you know, there are many local communities and organizations and media outlets and business may be willing to help and provide resources for the support for the schools and teachers, and this will not only enable the students to learn directly from the industry experts, but I feel this will be of a great value addition, as certification is also a point to think upon, and the children can add this into their portfolios.
Absolutely, absolutely agree. So, industry visits, industry interaction, you don't need to have any technological inputs for that. That you can invite either your alumni, or you can invite the peer major names in the industry, so the children get motivated by them. All right. So, Prachi ji, would you like to ask something?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, everyone. My question is how we will analyze the learning outcomes of the students.
Yeah, I would like to answer this, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, yes, as it is a skill subject, more on practical approach. So different activities that you are conducting during the classes that can be assessed on the rubrics like creativity, originality of ideas, uniqueness, or content knowledge. Also, you can have some formal testing, pen and paper assignments can be done. And like this, you can analyze the learning outcomes, whether you are able to fulfill or not.
That is
Thank
good.
you.
That is a good idea, Rituji, and I hope it answers your question, Prachi.
And yes, ma'am, for this, you can also refer to the assessment policies shared by CBSE as well.
Yes.
Or the schools can plan their own.
Yes. So we will be, shortly we are going to be releasing practical assessments. So that will give you a very good idea into how the assessments have to be done. But overall, the assessments would be kept more on the basis of portfolio, industry visits, interactions, role plays, rather than question and answer and paper and pen. So I think we all know what that needs to be done for assessing these models. So there is another question which says that can we take them out to see media offices? Would anybody like to answer that?
Yes, ma'am. We can, as I mentioned earlier as well, that we can collaborate with the nearby radio stations, news stations, in fact, printing press as well. So, you can collaborate with them. You can organize or plan a particular day for a field trip, and children can be taken over there. Because when we did our pilot project, we while making the fixture, we actually took prior appointments for all these field visits, so it became easy for us. And yes, students gained a lot of information and knowledge when they could see everything happening in front of them. They could see the printing process, they could see how the media is edited, what is the process when the news is coming in, and when the newspapers are, the news editors are actually cutting short all the news. So what we are seeing in the morning is the final outcome of the hard work which went a day before in the printing press. So yes, the schools can organize various school field trips.
Absolutely, I agree. And it is not just printing press. I think media is also all about social and electronic media. So you can
Yeah.
also take them to the nearest news centers because we see a lot of news channels coming, local news channels coming rather, and we can see how the filming is done, the editing is done, and everything. Besides
In
that,
fact,
even YouTube media, we have so many videos on
Yeah.
YouTube, so that even that can create more interest in children. And I think mass
in
media
fact,
has
in fact, I would like to add on this thing. In today's time, when students are so much on social media, they actually are loving to, create content like reel and small videos for school. So I have come across students who have, keen interest in joining mass communication as their career because of the interest that they developed while doing these activities. Uh, Children got to know about their creative skills, their ICT skills, that they had so good editing skills, and there are so many apps. There are so many video editing free apps where children can access them and work on making the content.
exactly. I completely agree with you. How is this skill being implemented in your school so that it becomes a role model for other schools? So, I think you please go ahead and tell us how it was implemented in your school. What were
Ma'am, I
your
would like to.
step by step? You can take some time and enumerate, please.
Ma'am, I would like to add here. Ma'am, in our school, I think we were the luckiest to start this project, the pilot project of media studies in from class 6 to 8, and
Right.
we introduced the manuals in 6, 7, and 8. And ma'am, I am really pleased as a teacher that if the students of class 6, after the whole year, if they are telling me that they want to become journalist, they want to do editing part, so that's a great achievement for me that I have succeeded as a teacher there to teach them media studies. And ma'am, yes, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, we went step by step. The first class in class 6, we just introduced media studies, where we just talked about the basic concepts of social media, television, photography, everything. The second step was in class 7, where we took these topics a bit ahead. And then, like for photography in class 6, it was just introduced. 7th, they were told all the parts of how to click pictures and all. And in 8th standard, they really clicked the pictures. So this way, the step wise, it was done. But I'm very happy to tell ma'am here in this platform that after teaching 6, 7, 8 previous year, I personally feel that yes, all the schools, if really they take this subject in their schools, even the students will like it. And even as a teacher, ma'am, we will grow. Because in our time, we did not have these kind of subjects. And now they are lucky to have these kind of subjects in their school.
So, Ritu, ma'am, you can also add on to your experience in your school.
Yes, ma'am. Like all these activities that we are planning here in this mass media and other skill subjects, although we are doing it since so many years back. So skill subjects are just introduced so that the students are even eager that yes, ma'am, we did over there this one, they did this one, and all the print we had, because we had taken for the visit of print media. Printing press of Dainik Bhaskar. Once I took my students to RJ's, this is radio station. So now when they heard about the planner for this particular subject, so they were very much happy. Ki, yes, ma'am, again we are going to there and we'll learn a lot.
That's true. Okay, the last question for all of you is, what were the challenges that you people faced in implementing this course? And also, if there are any challenges that you face now and then, so can you enumerate?
Sometimes the time is a constraint. Suppose we have to do one advertisement campaign, so time becomes less many times. So after the discussion, then we took the extra time, extra periods to cover that. So that was a challenge completing, suppose we have only 30 minutes a period. So completing that assignment in that particular period was a constraint to it. So we actually got for extra periods, or that way we completed the assignments. And according to the children, if the children were very engaged in any activity, we actually requested the other teachers to, okay, let us take this period also, and let the things will be completed. But yes, we can have no bag activities also. So that day it is already continuous thing, so that doesn't hamper. So this we are going to do now, so that it is continuous. And it can also be done in the summer vacation projects also, where the children can do. They can go for an internship also, so they can have first-hand experience of all these. So some of the assignments can be like interviewing a journalist can be there, which they can go and interview that. So they will have all these experiences. So these are the challenges which are there, and we overcome like this.
I'd like to add on to that, ma'am, because this was the first year. This was the first year that these manuals were being implemented. There were certain challenges, and the teachers had to tweak the manuals as they went along, because they realized that certain portions of the manuals were not age appropriate, and they were not. We wouldn't have been able to complete it in the 12 hour that has been given for this module. So they tweaked it as they went along in their classes, and that was also one of the reasons why sometimes they fell short of time. But I think now that the manuals are very well defined and they've come out after the trial of 1 year, this problem should not occur with the other schools. They will be able to easily manage it in the given time frame.
All right. Kiranji, would you like to say something? Kiranji, because you wrote on the chat box, I thought you should come up and say. Okay, so ma'am is writing on the chat box and I'll read it from her side. To start these courses, the first challenge was to convince the parents, and the second was the syllabus. I understand this is there with every skill subject, I guess, but when we are equipped, when we are experienced, and when we are collaborative, I think we can work anything out. And even for these modules, we need to support each other and finish the work. So next, anybody would like to add? I think Rituji wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am. Some of the topics that is in the mass media manual, some of the topic can be integrated with other subjects. Like mass media class 7th, there is mass media and the role of media in this. So that can be covered in social science class. Some of the activities can be done in English class, like storytelling and all. So in this way also we can connect, we can integrate the subjects.
Also, I would like to add over here, there can be an orientation session. Like what we did was how to convince parents on that part. We organized a small orientation session for parents about how we are starting new skill subjects in our school. And we briefed them with a small presentation whereby what the students will be learning in the upcoming skill subject was told to them. And not only this, what perks and what benefits the child will get from the school side. Like being the school social media coordinator, I also included several students with me on my team, whereby their work was shown on the school social media handles. So likewise, we are encouraging students to join mass media, not only for but to gain a unique experience at a initial level, because when they will pass on from school to actually get that experience, they will be at least a little bit they'll have a experience about making the content in a way that can be presented on social media platforms. So this is one thing. And syllabus, yes, we have always kept in mind while framing the syllabus that it should not be that lengthy. It is age appropriate. As we said that we did a lot of brainstorming when we went to NIMS University. Then we talked to the professors, we talked to the students of first, second and final year. And, we actually heard from them what exactly would they have wanted to study when they were in school. So since they were in the final year, they helped us understand what a child's psyche would be if they would be in class 6. They would have wanted the easier, concepts to be taught to them. So that is how we planned the entire syllabus. And if you go through the manuals, you'll see it's very easy. I mean, the syllabus is very easy. So it was not that difficult to convince parents. Parents were easily convinced as it is, because media is everywhere, and they want their child to be on the media platforms.
That's
See, my
nice.
concern, excuse me,
I just
Dr.
like to
Swati, may I
add
please
on
speak?
for the yes, sorry, ma'am.
One of you, ma'am, Kiranji, please, you say, because we are running out of time. I give you 30 seconds.
I'll take just 1 minute, nothing much. I just wanted to share that challenge was there to convince the parents, but later on, when we involved the parents with us, they were only doing the syllabus and they were only suggesting the things were met. It was easy. It's not difficult. It was not impossible, but it was a challenge in the beginning. That's what I wanted to share.
Okay.
I wanted to add, yes, ma'am. I wanted to add on to the integration of subjects, ma'am. It's a very, very important part now as per NEP. So one of the ways we can do it for social sciences is through this social mass media. We can understand the effect that media has had on people. I mean, the perceptions, how they are framed. They can understand the social sciences through media. If you understand, the perception of India abroad has long been that we are a very poor country because of all the photographs that were taken in India at the time of independence and they were printed out. This can be a very interesting discussion for the students to understand how stereotypes can be formed and broken thanks to the media platform.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Urvashi ji. I agree with all my expert panel here that it is not said, it is not wrongly said that mass media is the fourth pillar of democracy. So without this, we will not have transparency and we will not have an effective governance. So mass media is not just about YouTube or simple journalism. It is all about going behind the story and getting the facts and telling people the truth. So be it newspaper, social media, or social sites or news channels, we all have to be very particular that when we are telling our students, teaching mass media, we also need to tell them about ethics and integrity. And as NEP says that we need to expose students to maximum number of skills courses from a young age. I think mass media makes a fantastic course for classes 6 and above, and now we are not even restricting it for classes 6 to 8. It is open to any student of any class, any stream who wants to study skills, who have an inclination towards it. So I would request all of you to please go back to your schools and open the subjects for everybody, every child, open it for every student and send it to the parents, and then let them all also choose. You can also create batches. So it doesn't have to be that only 6th class student will study a particular course and then in 7th there will be another course. If a 7th student also wants to study mass media module 1 and 8th also, club the group whenever you're taking the class. So you will have a bigger number of students studying a similar module. So the teachers and the requirement of the teachers and the extra burden that most people say these modules are going to bring will negate. So with this, I would like to thank all my expert panel, starting from the Palace School, Jaipur, and Subud Public School, Airport. Miss Urvashi Varman, Miss Akansha Singh, Miss Amita Pachauri, Miss Namita Agrawal, and Miss Ritu Seni, along with, of course, Dr. Sandeep Sethi, for their wonderful guidance and making of such extremely useful and effective module. So with this, I also thank all my participants who are watching us on YouTube, that you are there. Only then and only then we are able to create such wonderful modules. So stay with us, stay on YouTube, stay with us. We are going to have another session tomorrow. Until then, it's a goodbye from my side and all the experts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.